Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. We're more than halfway through the week, so hopefully everybody's had a great week and you're energized and ready to finish strong as we head into the weekend. If you're anything like me, of course, you're looking forward to the weekend, getting a chance to take care of, body, mind, spirit, step away from things. Even though we're not many of us aren't working as normal. You're teleworking, working from home, doing those kind of things. You're not in the grind of commuting and those types of things. You still need to step away, as I've talked about, many times. You still need that break. So I'm looking forward to the weekend, as I'm sure you are as well. One of the things I talked about last weekend, actually on Sunday, was staying away from judgment, and how we can stay away from that, and how we have to understand that the choices that we make are based on, the lens that we look at life through, and that lens is shaped by, gender, race, ethnicity, how you were brought up, your economic status, all these different things play into that, and it plays into the choices that you make. And one of the things I want to talk about today is choice. Because here very shortly, the choice will be yours. And what I'm talking about is, there's a relaxation of a lot of the strict rules that we've been under that's coming. Many states have started to do that already. Many are starting to do that in the next few weeks. And so with that relaxation and that opening up of certain businesses and, still under social distancing rules, still encouraging those things, you're going to have a choice, and you're going to have a choice as to whether or not, you engage in certain activities again. You're also going to have a choice as to whether or not, you protect yourself and others by maintaining the social distancing rules and wearing a mask to help prevent the spread of this virus, because even with these things opening up, the virus has not gone away. And so the virus is still here. So again, it comes down to choice. And while it's an individual choice that we each have to make, the thing I want to remind us all about is the choice that we are going to make is not just going to affect us. That choice that we make to make that trip to the store, to go into that restaurant, to do, any of those things that you may not have been doing recently and now you're going to be allowed to do, that choice that you make, if you're not careful, can negatively impact those that you love, those within your home, and could negatively impact people that you don't even know, but you may come into contact with. So I think it's a great reminder for us that while we will have the choice, and while it will be an individual choice as far as what we do, I think we have to be very careful and understand that the choices that we make, especially in this time, do not just affect us. And I think one thing that this virus has shown me, actually reinforced for me even more, is the fact that we are interconnected. As a human race, we are so connected, and no matter the distance, the miles, how we try to segregate and separate ourselves, whether it's based on gender or color or ethnicity or any of these things that we use to try to divide ourselves, at the end of the day, we're human beings, and our interconnectedness is one of the things that this virus has used to really, impact this world, and become a pandemic. And so it shows that the actions that we take, they don't just affect us. So you have to be responsible. And that is one of the things that I will tell you. I've seen some things over the past couple of days when I've had to go out and go to the store and make purchases that do worry me. People not adhering to the social distancing rules, people not wearing masks, those things. And again, those are choices. Unless you're in a place where they have made it mandatory, many times that's a choice for you. And again, you may feel that, it's my individual, civil liberty to be able to choose this or not choose that. And you're correct. But again, the choice that you're making is not just going to affect you. And that is the thing that I just want to drive home today, is for us to understand that these aren't individual choices that will only affect the individual. They are going to affect more than just you. And you step back and you say, well, how can you look at this situation? How can you look at what's happening and understand and see that it's not just about you. And for me, I go back to what I talked about on Sunday when I talked about adding the filter of love to whatever lens that you have. So regardless of where you're at and how you feel about what's currently going on, when you add that filter of love to the lens and how you're looking at the world and how you're making your choices, it changes what you do. When you add that filter of love, you look at people as human beings. You understand that every life is valuable. And if there's something that you can do that can help to prevent someone else from contracting this disease and someone else from having to lose a loved one, you want to do that. Because again, you're looking at it through that filter of love. And when you have that filter of love on, it doesn't matter whether you're Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter whether you're black or white, doesn't matter your religion, none of that matters. Because you end up seeing the value of each and every person. You end up seeing that we are all human beings here on this earth, and we are interconnected whether we want to believe it or not. If you look at this virus, has shown us exactly how interconnected we are. And I don't care how many walls you try to build. I don't care, whatever you use to try to separate. We're human beings and we're connected. And what we do impacts so many people. And so, the thing I just want us to step back and think about at this point in time is, what are the things that I can do to show that kind of love for my fellow human being, and maybe, just not go somewhere that I really don't need to go, or if you do, make sure that you protect yourself, make sure that you use the social distancing, wear the mask, those things that are being asked of you, and not look at it as someone infringing on you and your individual rights and everything else, but looking at it in a broader perspective and saying, I'm doing something that can benefit the human race as a whole. And I think if we could start looking at things with that perspective, I think it would change a lot of what's happening right now. And yes, there will come a time where, the origin of the virus and how it was spread and who may be benefiting and all those things that you hear about now that people are, starting to focus on, all those things will come out in time. But the reality of the situation is, while all of that is going on, the virus is still here. And the virus is still impacting lives daily. The virus is still taking away loved ones. The virus is still putting people in the hospital. The virus is taking away people's ability to provide an income for their families. So these things are real. These things are no kidding right here in front of us. So why not battle the thing that is right there in front of us? And so if we can take individual steps to help us on a global scale, to eradicate or at least get past this stage with this virus where we can get to whatever that new normal is on the other side, then it's up to us as human beings to do it. It's not about you. And that's something that, I really just want to drive home, especially as we start to look at, going back to doing some of the things that we've done before. Do it. If you're going to do it, be very careful about it. If you're going to do it, wear the mask, use the social distancing. But understand at the end of the day that individual choice that you're making is going to impact so many more people than just you. So think about that, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the weekend that's coming up, but just be responsible with it and understand the impact you can make. And it could be either positive or negative, but the choice is yours. And so I love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. I'll chat with you again this weekend. Please go out there, stay safe, keep your family safe, keep yourself safe, and make a positive impact on this world. God bless.